Hey, I have a next guest. Can you tell me your name and what brings you to JCON?
Hi, okay. Thanks for inviting me. My name is Buhake Sindi. I'm from South Africa. Right now it's spring, so it's autumn. It's gonna go to winter soon. And what brings me to JCON is uh, there was a call for paper, and I wrote, and then I got accepted.
Surprise.
Normally I'd see the list, and I'm like, these are smart people. So I'm like, okay. So it's interesting, yeah. But it's not my first time. This is my second time here.
And what is the topic of your talk?
My topic is basically embracing Jakarta EE in the cloud with real world example, because I've noticed like there's a lot of tutorials and a lot of, especially with colleagues and teams, when you talk about enterprise Java, they're like, no, go Spring, it's easier, it's a Spring Cloud and all of that stuff. And then when you go around to figure out how to do it with Java EE or Jakarta EE, it's like simple tutorials. So I said, no, man, we've done this before. So let's take the latest version of Jakarta EE, create an application with a database that talks to a third-party services, all of that stuff. And then let's deploy it in the cloud.
Yeah.
So I couldn't care which cloud provider available, but then over time, I've, as I was trying to figure out which cloud provider to use, I found out that, you know what, Azure is much detailed. There was one or two hiccups, but if after rereading the tutorials, you're like, okay, this is what I was missing, and then got it right.
We talked about Jakarta EE before today, that you can indeed make your application a lot smaller
Yes.
if you just go for Jakarta instead of Spring, for instance.
That's the reason that's the reason I didn't go for Spring, because I tried my previous experiences. Developers like to mix Java EE and Spring frameworks together just to create a solution, and then it always backfires because like the life cycles are totally different. And then when I decided, let me try Spring full out and understand it. So I tried to write, like a simple page that says "Hello World" on a JSP page, and it was 300 megs. And also in South Africa, we don't have very high fast internet speed like here. So if you try to deploy your application in production and you're on a network, you always get a timeout. So I said, why are we struggling with these things? With Java EE, you can write a simple application, couple of megs, deploy it within seconds, and then it's done. So ever since that, I was like Java EE all the way. So it's been almost 20 years. So
And there were mentions about Helidon, Quarkus, other frameworks on top of Jakarta.
yeah.
Did you use those, or Jakarta is enough for you?
For now, Jakarta frameworks is more than efficient to use. Unless you write a microservices and you need some new micro profile features. But other than that, a lot of enterprises application today are just usually web front end that talks to the database or some third party. Nowadays, people like to use NoSQL. I think with Jakarta E11, with JNoSQL coming in, then you pretty much have everything standardized in the box. And the beauty about Jakarta EE, whatever container you use, it's already got a built-in default implementation, so you don't have to worry about am I going to use Hibernate or am I going to use Eclipse Link or what kind of in-memory database do I have to use? You can use already something that's in-memory standard, and they just write your application. That's why I always tell my people, just focus on creating the application, let the container handle the rest.
So you mentioned you are from South Africa.
Yeah.
One of the earlier Foojay podcasts, we had a session about the jugs in South Africa. We had Cape Town and Johannesburg.
Josie Jug.
Yeah, Josie Jug, indeed. I forgot the name.
Yeah.
Very bad with names, sorry. Are you a member of one of those jugs, or do you live too far away from them?
No. I know the guys, Corne, Rory. Yeah, I attend all the jugs in, well, I can't attend Cape Town because then you have to fly. But in Johannesburg, I, it's a last Monday of every month, and there's always a jug session. There's a meetup, and I'm trying to promote it. A couple of weeks ago, I promoted it. No, last week.
Yeah.
Josie Gas for Java developers in one of the conferences at sessions, that was happening in South Africa. So I said, no, if you're a Java developer and you want to try and you want to be a speaker, go to a Josie Jog and try and present. At least it's a small groups. People will give you feedback so that you don't have to come to the cinema
big one.
and then there's like 600 people and then you get nerves. So yeah.
That's actually a nice point that we didn't mention before. So we already talked about the jugs, and it's important to that people know that jugs exist.
Yeah.
But you have a very valid point. A jug can also be a starting point to become a speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that also what you did? Did you present first at a jug, or did you just submit to a conference and got accepted?
No. Actually, funny enough, I tried to do talks in South Africa first, but I actually didn't even realize I should have actually tried from the jug.
Mm-hmm.
And I was declined. So I was online on X, formerly Twitter, and people were like, "Hey man, there's a lot of conferences and COFO speakers. Try one."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, where's all the Java ones? I applied, and JCON was the first one to accept. And I'm like, wow, the same talk that I wanted to talk in South Africa got rejected.
Got you to Germany.
And I flew to Germany. And I thought, probably 50 people, nobody knows me. Jeez, it was packed. And I'm like, oh my word. So I had to like.
And did you enjoy it?
No, I always enjoyed it. Look, you always learn by jumping in the deep end. So it's a good experience. And I always tell people, like, if you have the desire to want to talk, or, everybody's got knowledge. Knowledge sharing is important. So I tried blogging, and the problem is you overthink a lot. At least with a talk, once it's done, it's done. Yeah, and it's always going to live forever online somewhere.
But before you can do a talk, you have to really understand your topic.
Yeah.
So that means that you are really experienced and you know how you can explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, true. And so that's why my talk this year, it will be a bit simpler, because my parents always say, we've watched your talk, but we don't understand a word you say. So now I have to make it too simple so that one day my parents will say, now I understand what you say. So, and hopefully they can try it out. But yeah, so let's hope.
That's a nice one. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your talk, and have fun at the rest of the conference.
No, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.